Oh my. Did you hear that Haiti has collapsed? I
Oh,
can't believe it.
Haiti. It's such a lovely place.
I went to Haiti and it was so beautiful.
God damn.
Now, I can't. Now, every time I go to Haiti, it will be full of people LARPing, people pretending it's
Wait.
Fallout.
We're getting a lot of. I'm getting repeat back from you.
Really?
Yeah, I can hear the stream back at you.
Oh, mute my stream on Discord.
It is muted.
Is your YouTube
It's
window
coming
open?
from.
I don't think it's coming from my headphones. They're supposed to be noise canceling.
Oh, maybe that's. I'm stupid. Yeah.
Okay. What was it?
Yeah, it's YouTube's open.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
See,
I've,
this is
I've
why
done that several times.
glowies need to come and kill me in
This
my
is why
house.
we're on the short bus. It's because we were retarded and couldn't get a normal job. And speaking of
Let me
which,
be very clear. I told no one that these two uh humans should never get a job
these two
ever. They have to do
retards.
YouTube videos.
And being a retard, I did some web dev today and put this. Not really. I managed to get the chat, the on-stream chat working. I had to dig up my CSS notes for
That's
making it
pretty
render
awesome.
properly. So I don't know if anyone's here yet, but if you write in the chat, it should be appearing on the screen at the same time it appears to me. Um, and it is still set to live, or no, it's still set to top chat, which I don't even know why that exists. So that they can cherry pick what messages they want to appear. We've had trouble with top chat in the past. The one I'm seeing is switched to live chat, so I'll still see everything at least until YouTube deletes it. But we'll see if people show up, if if the top chat that is showing on the screen actually works. Anyway, that's a pretty good thumbnail. That I like that thumbnail, but I'm gonna switch to the. Okay, well, what do we have today?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you said you wanted to talk about the Canadian teenagers, right? And
Yeah,
switch. You know
so
what? I'll just switch to. I'll just show mine. I already had it open anyway.
alright.
Okay, there it is.
So that's a high point. Or it's like half a high point pistol. And some practice ball ammo. In 9mm it looks like. With aluminum cases, so it's like cheap stuff too. So apparently 4 teenagers in Canada used this half gun to steal over $1 million worth of gold and silver in
From
Canada.
what? Banks?
Don't know.
Crap.
Bloor Street. Not sure where that is, but
Must have been
yeah,
banks, I
like
assume.
I don't know. I feel
I
like
don't
a
know why
bank
it's
would have
tangled up.
enough security to handle whatever this is, but it is Canada, so.
It is Canada, though.
But it's like,
My
I don't
friggin'
know,
wire's
like,
all tangled up.
can you imagine? Like in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king, right?
Is that gun like a homemade kind of weapon?
No, no. So it's a high point. So it's like the lowest end pistol you can possibly buy,
Okay.
and it's beat up pretty badly, but
It looks like it's missing pieces.
yeah, a lot of the plastic receiver is shattered. But I mean, I guess the striker still works, right? So
Did they shoot it? I assume not. I assume the moment a, some Canadian jewelry store or bank clerk uh, even saw a glimpse of a gun, they probably fainted.
yeah.
In
Well,
Canada,
I
you
mean,
just show
they have
something.
guns in Canada.
They have hunting
Like they have
rifles to
hunting
shoot
rifles, yeah.
moose with. Moose in?
Mises.
To shoot meese with.
This is
that's
my
that's
moose
pretty
gun.
funny though.
But
if
goddamn.
you take your broken 9mm pistol to Canada and you can take over the country.
Seems so. Can you imagine what one guy with an AR-15 could do? I mean, these are
People
weapons
ask,
of war we're talking about.
what will Canada's role be in like World War III or whatever? Canada is ground to be taken over by whoever the first person to take it over is. It'll probably be the US. The
Well,
US will
I'm
just commandeer
assuming that
Canada.
Canada in World War III will immediately side with China, and they will then set up bases in Canada to attack us with. So
You know what? That's true. But that's just China taking over Canada, so I mean
that's fair.
they probably kind of already have. Um all right. Well, we have a few things if you're done with that one.
Yeah, yeah, I'm done.
We have a few things today. This was a pretty eventful week. Also, I did a post about it, but the previous episode was removed for hate speech, and I didn't download it yet, so it's probably gone forever. So we get to repeat all the things from 2 weeks ago, uh, and the stuff from this week, and it was somewhat eventful, so we probably won't run out of things to talk about today. Anyway, we got a good one this week as well. So, first of all, there's this one, Red Flag Bingo, which presumably some thought on Instagram made, because it's very much the ideals of a normie, so to speak, um, and a not particularly morally aligned normie at that. Uh,
No.
it has does drugs on it, I guess. So, but anyway,
Well, the only reason that's on there is because it makes you less attractive to her.
oh,
So,
good. It looks like it's working for Andrew. I was worried it wouldn't work for Andrew because in the past it often like deprioritized his comments a whole lot. So this is a stopgap for now. I'm actually coding a program to do this. So and it'll work a little better. And the idea is that it'll do the YouTube and Discord chat together and also Rumble as soon as we start doing that. This is what we'll do for the time being. I actually managed to figure it out.
well, I'm
I
surprised
had to
there's
look.
no plug-in for OBS.
It actually, I just hadn't looked very hard. You can do it by doing um, a browser window and then just making it has a custom CSS option, so you just make everything invisible other than the stuff that you want to see.
Okay.
So that's yeah, but it seems to be working so far. So hopefully, but if it does start deleting your comments again, Andrew, I can still see them in the OBS window, and I think Jeff can as well. So
Yeah.
hopefully, right. Anyway, so we're doing this one, And then someone in the Discord was triggered enough by this bingo to um, wait. Was it the same person who posted it? Who posted both?
I think so.
Did Tattooed Sheep post both of them? No, wait. You posted the first one.
Yeah, I posted the first
Yeah,
one.
you posted this one, and then Tattooed Sheep was annoyed enough to make a version for females. And so we're going to do the first one just for us. And then the second one, well, if we happen to have any females watching, you can just fill it out normally. On the, I think, safe assumption that there are no females watching, you'll fill it out um, based on what your opinions of like the big doozies are. If something, the boxes that would be like, there isn't going to be a second date. You check those ones. I may do it a little differently. I may do them like in grades instead. Oh, okay. Anyway, let's see. I'll do mine first. Okay, here we go. Yeah, didn't do Photoshop for this one. Okay, I'm not. Oh, I'm not short. Hold on, that's too deep red.
Unlike our bus. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I like your autism. Why do you think we've been friends for like 15 years or whatever?
It's
Uh,
current year.
okay, I'm not short. I do have a desktop, and it's a pretty good one, if I do say so myself. No/inactive social media. I still have a Facebook, and we have a Twitter for the Shortbus, but I haven't posted on my Facebook in like 3 years, and I plan on deleting it. Um, I have something I need it for right now, but in a couple months, I'm gonna delete it. And I was thinking maybe I would even post a bunch of stuff about election fraud or something and try to get them to ban me. But I'm also
Yeah, but
worried
then your boomer
about.
parents are gonna be like, "Oh, he's really gone off the deep end."
Well, all my family will see it, and I am in the habit of mostly hiding my power level around my family. I think they know. I mean, they know about the that time I got arrested for hanging a Trump sign from a stoplight, so they kind of know. They kind of know, but I haven't posted a whole lot of political stuff there. But anyway, most of it's inactive, so I don't know. I think I get to skip that one. I don't because the normie girl who made this is probably thinking like doesn't have a social media that they like update regularly like, "Oh, I'm at this is what I had for dinner," or "I'm at Planet Fitness," or whatever.
I'm at the club.
"I'm at the club."
Here I am at the
Yeah,
club.
I think based on the intention of the author, I get to skip that one even if I'm not necessarily super based and red pilled about it yet. Anyway, uh, laughs at disabled people. Yeah, I laugh at everyone. I laugh at everything that's offensive that people get upset about. Uh, racist. I don't think I'm racist. I think I just am aware of facts. Hold on, I'm curious if it'll select the inside between that C and I. Oh no, it won't. But other people might call me. I have just saying things that are true that people don't like to hear often gets people to call you a racist, but I don't think I'm a racist, so I don't think I have to select that one. No Netflix. Yeah, Netflix is cringe. I think I have pretty good hygiene. I do spend a lot of time on the computer though. I rarely go outside. Yeah, I think I have to check this one as well because I only go outside for like work and school, and like when I'm out of work and school, there are times when I'm like, oh, I haven't walked out of the front door for like 3 or 4 days. I'm hyper political, yeah, and I am because I'm not married yet, so obviously I can't do that. What do you think?
Can't believe you've done this.
watches documentaries. I watch them sometimes, but not often.
Documentaries? Why documentaries though?
I don't know. Maybe they think that's weird. Like you're a weirdo if you do that.
Yeah, you gotta watch
I
Marvel movies,
yeah.
bro.
there should be a
Bro.
there should be a box here that's like doesn't hasn't seen every Marvel movie. I watched a really good one on BitChute month or so ago about
Uh,
the Kalergi plan, which that's you should definitely go read or watch something about that if you haven't. I don't know if I watched them enough that I do that though. So this
okay.
says similar to racist. I don't think I'm sexist, although the average girl might think I am. But it also says free space. I don't know. I think if it has a qualifier, then you don't. You only check it if you meet the qualifier. I don't live with my parents, and I don't. Oh wait, hold on. It don't does drugs. Okay, I don't live with my parents. Sometimes I mix them up. If it has like a double negative, does drugs? No. Weird kinks slash sexual depravity. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think I do. I think like I'm into stuff like vanilla stuff. Weird. What would a weird kink be? Someone asked
Hmm.
me that, and I said it's probably just if like the majority of the opposite sex isn't into it.
So I'd say normal ones are like bondage.
Wait, bondage is normal? I was gonna say no.
I mean,
Isn't that
from
abnormal?
the women that I've talked to, it seems pretty
Oh, you know
common.
what? That does meet the standard that I said. If the majority of the opposite sex is into it. So if you're into if you're into like assault role play, I avoid saying the other word to hopefully not get this video
Jesus
taken down
Christ.
since apparently YouTube is watching us now. Uh, if you're into role play, like violent role play, or
Yeah.
like if you're into like BDSM,
Yeah,
probably
BDSM.
like 80% of girls are into that kind of thing.
Well, I don't know about the first one. That's probably more like 20 to 30% max, but
All right. I've seen like stats of what what categories women search for the most on like Pornhub, and that's one of the bigger ones. You know, if
okay,
it's
yeah.
you, I think you told me once. You know, a porno is directed at men if they like kiss and say that they love each other and stuff instead of like the man punching the woman in the face. No,
Hey,
I don't think I'm into weird. I'm into let's see, what's the weirdest thing? I like I like long socks. I like spanking and I like face sitting. Are any of those weird?
no, those are pretty tame.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty vanilla when it comes to that. Makes less than 30K a year. Yep. Though probably not for much longer. No car. Android slash dumb phone. I do have an Android and I have an uncommon phone model. I actually got it because someone told me that it had like kind of a de-googled operating system, and that was a lie. It has the normal Play Store, but it is a slightly uncommon phone model. Masturbates daily. Um, I'm try. A lot of times it's like every 2 or 3 days, but I've been off the wagon lately, so I think I have to check that one. I do have a rule though that I'm not allowed to do it more than once a day. That's the bare minimum that I fall under. Maybe I don't know if normal people only do it once a day. For me, that's actually like a difficult thing to do to only do it once a day. Lots of free time. No, I have zero free time. Sometimes I make free time anyway, but no. Uh, I actually I'm not like a gun bro really, but my dad is, and I go hunting and shooting with him sometimes, and so there are lots of pictures with me with guns, mostly that he took.
Well, okay, yeah. I'd say maybe we could make this one a little more difficult by saying like a picture of a tactical style gun, not just like a hunting rifle, because
Oh,
I
not
feel like
a hunting
most
picture.
normies are okay with like a hunting rifle because they're like, oh yeah, that's for hunting. You know, you can't shoot up a school with a mini 14. That's impossible.
Hmm. I don't know. Do most guys have pictures with a hunting rifle or a pistol?
Um,
Maybe around, maybe around where I
Not
live
like
they
on the
do.
coastlines, probably not, but
Yeah,
in the flyover states,
if
probably
you're
pretty
from
common.
if you're from the East Coast like Andrew, then you might not have a gun because
Well, apparently he has them.
they'll come and swat you if you they'll come and red flag you and shoot you in your sleep if you do.
Yeah, you remember that? There's a guy in New York, and he had like some AR-15 mags, and then like the police surrounded his house, and then they shut off the cellular and the electricity, and he was like live streaming it. Not for having like,
Oh, not Duncan Lemp.
yeah, not well. That guy was killed in his sleep, right? No,
Right.
no, this guy was
I
like,
thought you were gonna. I thought that was gonna be him. No,
no,
someone else.
he just had like standard capacity magazines.
And the police surrounded him and shut off. You said the power, and I
Hmm.
well to shut off like phone signal, they'd have to use a what's it called? A signal jammer, I think.
Well, I think they targeted his SIM, so I don't
Oh
think that cops did it, but I think the phone company might have.
man, yeah, it's they've got their tentacles all up and everything. They're
It's
moving
just
all
to
the
keep us
pieces in
so
place.
safe,
Yeah,
okay?
we'll just be so
The
safe.
elites would never do anything to hurt
they
people.
have they have all the pieces in place. All they lack is to kind of install a totalitarian government, which they're only a hop and a skip away. But
Yeah.
presumably, when that happens, we'll just like have a civil war. So they're trying to cook us. They're trying to warm the pot slowly to cook us, but I think once it reaches a certain point, I know people are always like, "Oh, well, you're just going to wait, and eventually it'll be like Soviet Russia." Maybe, but I think there will be a breaking point, and then everyone will agree they've crossed the line now. So I encourage people not to jump on their own before everybody decides to do it together.
So what? Okay, quick tangent.
Okay.
In shows and movies, I notice. So, okay, this is like a random tangent, but
All right.
you ever notice how it? Okay, this bothers me a lot, but in shows and movies, like once the gun has run out of ammo, they'll throw the gun away, and I don't know. Like that's really dumb to me. It's like just holster it or something. That tangent sort of came from like I feel like movies sort of condition you. It's like they're almost trying to condition people into thinking like
To use guns
aren't very
stupidly.
useful. Yeah,
That's a
like
deep
because they'll
red pill.
show a character fighting someone with a gun. So like one will have a gun, one will have like some like a sword or something, and then the guy with the sword will beat the guy with the gun, which I don't think that could ever realistically happen unless, you know, he snuck up on him, like he ambushed him around a corner, but even then, I think it's gonna
I
be close.
guess if you have no more ammo, then the gun isn't very useful, but you may find ammo, so it might be you might still want to hold on to the gun.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know if it's in an urban setting, you're probably gonna find 9 millimeter,
Yeah.
especially if you're using a Glock, because all the cops are carrying Glocks.
Yeah, that would be a silly thing. Yeah. I see. Like they run out of ammo on the AR and they drop it. Maybe if you're trading
Yeah,
it out for
and
something
your
else.
fingerprints are on the gun too. So
Well, if we're in like a civil war setting, then it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I guess yeah. If you're fighting the ATF agents or whatever, then um,
oh, and
see,
you said
and
something.
says when my immediate family found guns on our property. Actually, since they're appearing on screen now, we don't really have to read them out loud anymore. But that's an interesting perk. But I already started, so it'd be weird to stop
Well, I bet a lot of people aren't watching. Maybe they're just listening, so it would be useful
Oh
to.
yeah, you could. Yeah, maybe. Their family friend who works for the federal government to not tell the local police about them, or there would be a chance they could get confiscated. Oh, because we were talking about his gun.
Yeah. And if
Yeah.
the cops confiscate your gun, you're not getting them back.
Oh
I
no.
mean,
Yeah,
you're
money
supposed
and
to,
guns
but
are never gonna. You're never gonna see them again. There are a
yeah.
lot of dirty cops. Yeah, that's a serious problem. Um, and yeah, depending on what city you live in, you want to be super careful about that. If you're in one of like the big cities on the East Coast, then yeah, I totally understand why they would have that worry. Okay, you wanted. All right, I finished the rest of mine. I'm not. I'm a pretty middleweight for my size, and I am religious, and there's not really a trash pile. I've got way too much stuff crammed into this room, but I have it organized about as well as I can. Um, so no, I don't do trash piles. I've never done trash piles really. Anyway, there's mine. Okay, you got yours?
Yeah. Should the
All
be
right, let's see.
stream.
Super happy.
Okay. Let's do nice cherry red for this. Uh,
It
Christ.
might conceal the text though. No.
I like
Whatever.
that. Okay, short.
Yeah,
Yes.
too. If there's
If
too
you're not
much
the
contrast,
tallest,
it'll
then you're
burn
the
your eyes.
shortest. As a desktop
You're
PC,
not
yeah,
that short.
obviously.
And
Uh,
anyone who's a Chad should have a desktop PC.
I mean, if you kind of have to if you're gonna stream, unless you're gonna do that horrible phone streaming crap. You can see it shaking around. Get a close up of their face too. No/inactive social media. Unfortunately, I still have social media.
Yeah.
I haven't posted to it for quite a while, but I'm not gonna click that one. Laughs at disabled
It's from the
people.
perspective of a normie.
Yeah. No, I'd say it's there. I don't know. Laughs at disabled people. I mean, the threshold for being disabled is pretty low right now. So
Do you ever laugh at memes of like a guy with Down syndrome or, a
sure, yeah.
retard
I
doing
like the
something
potato
silly?
memes back in the day. The
Right,
breakfast.
the potatoes.
What are you idiots doing? Breakfast.
Wow. You would laugh at disabled people on the internet. You must have so many potatoes.
Yeah. Jesus. Racist. I remember on Reddit one time I got in an argument with someone and I said I didn't want white people to go extinct. Like just as an idea, I said I would probably be against that, and then they called me racist, so
Whatever. I guess if we're looking at from the perspective of this girl, probably both of us have opinions that they would call racist.
uh, poor hygiene. I'd say I have pretty good hygiene, but I mean, what's the standard there?
I would say so, yeah, probably. If you like shower every day.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm good then. Yeah, more than 2 hours on computer. Rarely goes outside. Yeah, I'd say that one. Hyper political. Yeah. Virgin. Unfortunately, not. I don't watch documentaries. We'll say I don't live with parents. I don't do drugs, unfortunately. Weird sync sexual depravity. Um, yeah, we'll say yeah.
You into bondage? Although we'd established that bondage isn't weird for women.
What? Oh, yeah, maybe.
I don't know. What would a girl? I think when they say I mean, sexual depravity is probably just guys who are huge perverts and like think and talk about sex constantly. Um,
hmm,
weird kinks. I don't know. What's a weird kink
weird kink.
for that men like that women don't like? They like roll.
Housewife kink.
Oh, I know. Uh, cosplaying.
Cosplay. I could
Oh,
get down with
some
some of
girls
that.
are into that. If you get with like a girl who's like kind of nerdy or into anime kind of stuff, she'll probably agree with you on that one.
Hmm.
Maybe like wearing butt plugs. Maybe anal. Does anal count as a weird kink?
If it's you,
If
the
if
guy,
if the
then
guy wants to and the girl doesn't want to, then it is a weird kink.
like if the guy's getting penetrated and it's weird, right?
Oh, no, I would never do pegging. That's where I draw the line. I'd be willing if I like married a girl and she was into a lot of weird stuff, I'm willing to try almost anything once, not pegging. Stay away from my butt. don't, don't put
Hmm.
anything in there.
I have a car. I have an Android. I do not masturbate daily.
Got to get those
Lots of
numbers
free
up.
time. Um, I have videos of me with guns.
Pretty sure you have
So,
pictures with guns, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm exactly normal what I'm supposed to be as far as weight goes, which is kind of frustrating in a way because it's hard to take off and it's hard to put on weight for me.
Me too.
So
I'm
I
trying
don't know.
I'm trying to gain weight, but like muscle weight, but I think I'm not eating enough. I think I was heavier a few years ago when I lived with my parents because I would eat what my mom would make and she would
Hmm.
actually make real meals. And since I lived on my own, I have stuff like ramen for dinner a lot of the time. So I
Hmm.
don't have enough protein intake to gain weight. I may actually be
Hmm.
slightly beneath what the regular weight for my height would be, but okay. All right, back to me now. Time for the other one.
Okay.
Uh, this window. I see yours, Andrew. We'll come back to yours when we do after we finish ours. Okay. Photoshop.
Hmm.
Okay, so for this one, like I said, we're gonna do it by saying what we consider big red flags to be. I'm gonna do it. Um, I'm gonna do big ones and lesser ones. Should I do multiple? I don't know. Maybe I'll just do red for most of them, and then do a slightly do less for the. Okay. Anyway, actively avoids family. I'll do a small one for this one because it
Okay, wait.
depends on the
Is this
reason.
supposed to be for a potential partner?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this like you go on a date with a girl and you discover these red flags about her, and red red for me will be yellow for me will be like maybe there's some context to it or maybe it's a small one, and red will be like yeah that's definitely a no second date level red flag. um, it depends on the reason because the thing is if you meet someone and they've like burned bridges with everybody in their life, it's a pretty good indicator that the problem is them and not everybody else. So, pretty good chance that they're going to be a very difficult person to get along with. Um, but sometimes they have a good reason for departing from their family. There are some people who get disowned for, well, I guess getting disowned is different than actively avoiding your family, but maybe your family has lots of really shitty people in it. So I don't know. Anyway, violent for sure. That's a good one. I have a very rigid standard, and we have it in our family that men never hit women ever, except in like a very very isolated, desperate situation, like she's coming at you with a knife or something. So, but in that same vein, I wouldn't accept it if a girl hit me for anything other than a really good reason, like I did something unspeakable. Um, so no, if a girl slapped me and it wasn't for a very good reason, I would be very upset about that. And I don't think that is normal or good behavior. Habitual liar. Yeah, that's a problem. I think unfortunately is pretty common among the modern women. Pet equals baby. If it is like indicating that she is like, oh, child free, and babies are an STD, that's an 18-year STD right there for sure. I wouldn't want to be with a girl who's like that, but just having a dog and calling it her baby, it's kind of whatever. It's a silly thing, but it's a thing that a lot of girls do. And frankly, if you're going to have a girl in your life, you have to deal with some of their stupid stuff that they do.
Okay, okay.
I
I
want
mean,
to I want
okay,
to
to
ask
be
him.
fair, I've called various things my baby, including like guns and my car.
That's
I
true.
mean, it
Yeah,
was ironic, but
have to be aware of. I want to ask. I'm gonna ask him. Oh, he might be at work. Oh, whatever.
my baby.
Sorry for the keyboard ASMR.
This baby.
I want to ask him what he meant specifically with illiterate, because I don't know if he means that they just suck at reading or if they're like actually can't read. If they actually can't
That's a
read,
pretty low bar to have. Illiterate.
be able to read. What, are you
Yeah, I
racist?
think.
You wouldn't date women from Africa?
Can they? Is that a common thing over there?
Uh, I think in Africa and the Middle East, a lot of women do not learn to read. You can fact check me on that one, but more than three X's. I don't know. Is three X's a lot?
I mean,
By the time you're our age,
I think,
have two in your teenage years and one in your 20s.
yeah, I mean, that's a pretty,
I'd say
I think
that's
the
pretty
cutoff is
normal.
like 6 for a lot of people,
I
5 or
would say,
6.
yeah, if they've had like more than six, you would start wondering if they have issues being in a long-term relationship. I don't think three is a very high number though. Causes problems. Yeah, causing problems or starting fights on purpose is a big one. That is a relationship ender right there. Unfortunately, girls sometimes do that because I think maybe they like seeing your emotional reactions. But that really pisses me off. I don't like when people play mind games with me. Criminal record, depends what it is. If it's like if it's like violence, then yeah. I One time I dated a girl who told me that she'd shoplifted sometimes when she was a teenager, and I had a lot of we had a lot of friends who did that when we were in high school, and so I don't know. You
Yeah,
do
I don't
stupid
think that's
stuff.
okay though, because
No, it's not
I
okay.
mean,
I
if it's
didn't
like
ever do it.
food, I get it, but no one shoplifts.
Oh, just for the high of it. I mean, well, yeah. So I knew guys who did that, and I thought that it was bad, and I told them that. But I don't know. People do stupid stuff when they're young. I did a lot of stupid things when I was a teenager, so I don't know if I would like be like, oh, you're an untouchable because of that. Victim in every story. That's kind of a thing that girls do in general. There's kind of a difference between when men and women tell story. I think this is a Louis C.K. bit that I'm quoting right here. Talks about men tell stories and it's events. We went here, we did this, we went home, we played video games and jerked off and went to bed.
Jerked off in it. Yeah.
Women tell stories and it's about emotions. They're like, so he said this, but you have to understand, I was on my period at the time, and I just found out that my dad was in the hospital.
Mm.
So it's
I don't know, I think
anytime they tell a
periods is
story,
low blow, but
anytime they tell a story, it's framing themselves as the protagonist, which I guess everybody does that a little bit, but yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But once again, that's another female thing. Not genuine though is a big one though. I do not like it when people play mind games with me. When people like mess with me, try to manipulate me. That's a good way to make me hate you really fast. Um, Watches TV 24/7. Yeah, that's a horrible way to live your life. If like even video games, you at least are gaining, I don't know, coordination and reaction and sometimes critical thinking. Just being
I
a
mean, I've
couch.
I've heard that shooter games actually are correlated with, you know, better driving,
Huh.
tracking
Yeah,
movement. It's like eye
I've heard
coordination.
I've heard the army often tries to recruit people who are in the top of like Halo and Call of Duty players. Um,
That's really weird to me. Is
yeah,
it? I guess they found that there is some correlation. So
maybe to shooting, to being a good sharpshooter, or to being a good strategic thinker,
yeah, I would
a
guess
good
it's the
tactical
strategy
thinker.
thing.
Probably,
I mean,
yeah.
the
It's
boomers tell me that the video games don't translate into real life.
it
The keyboard
depends.
warriors.
It depends on the game. I think a game like League of Legends is just a complete waste of time, on par with watching reality television. But um,
Okay.
I think I like the Dark Souls games, and I think some elements of it actually carry over to real life martial arts. Um, at least spacing and timing, that kind of thing. But just being a couch potato and watching TV all day is like the lowest form of existence possible. You're just like degrading. You're just turning your brain into mush and becoming a ball of mush of a human being by doing that. Anyway, obsessed with looks and sex. I feel like I'm marking a lot of these, but you're supposed to put something on free space. I guess it's just a free space though. Let's see if I get a bingo.
It's the free space is usually supposed to be like a universal.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, multiple partners could be like, let me turn this to deep red for this because she could be perfect in literally every other way, and that would still make her untouchable in my eyes. That is
What
absolutely
do you
most
mean?
multiple.
Like dating two people at once?
Yeah, yeah, that is the most disgusting thing imaginable. Also, I'll change that one as well. Okay, hobosexual. I think that means like is just like a loser with no marketable skills and like mooches off of guys, like goes from boyfriend to boyfriend and depends on them for their board and
Person who jumps into relationships to have a place to live.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
yeah, that's a pretty good one as well. Yeah. Horoscopes. Let me give that a yellow because that's some ridiculous nonsense. But I don't know if do I have did I change the color? Oh, it just is. Oh, it's an optical illusion because there's a gradient. Um, it's silly, but it's like not a huge deal. But I guess my concern would be like, is she a frivolous and indiscreet person, just based
Hmm.
on putting stock into horoscopes. Uh,
Yeah.
X with criminal record. Do a yellow one for that one again. Some girls have a bad boy phase. Um,
However,
but
I mean,
it
I
wouldn't be
don't
a deal
think.
breaker.
I think we have the bad boy thing mixed up. I think that what people think are bad boys, I think the guys who are popular with women get that personality because their ego inflates up a whole bunch.
Hmm. Well, I
But
guess
maybe I'm wrong.
what I've been told is girls want to go out into the wild and tame a wild beast rather than go and adopt a puppy from the pet store. So
Hmm.
there's an attractive thing to girls of like, oh, he's this like crazy and loose cannon of a guy, but he has a special soft spot for me and I can tame him. I can fix him. But it's kind of a romantic idea and it's not uh very it's not a good life choice and you're pretty likely to get into a terrible relationship doing that. But another
I mean, I
thing
can
that
sort of see it too, though. Like, you wouldn't
young
want a girl
girls.
who's completely, I don't know, just automatic with you. Like, you don't have to do anything and she likes you.
Um, Maybe I might be less like that than most guys. I don't really care about there being a chase.
Hmm.
I just like to have like a good relationship. So if I was with a girl who was totally bonkers for me and would do anything for me, I would consider that a plus rather than a minus.
Mhm.
uh,
You say that, but it might get old quickly once you're in that
Maybe I
situation.
don't know. Maybe it's just my lack of experience. Yeah, I don't know. Condescending. Yeah, that's another good one. I don't like being talked down to. As is kind of same as not genuine, but manipulative. That's a big one. In fact, let me do a bright red mark for that one. I do not like people who play mind games.
It's called being a girl boss, all right?
I have danced that dance with a couple people. Some of them girls, most of them guys. Um, Not relationships. Talking people who are like manipulative and like had narcissistic personalities. There are more male narcissists than female.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I've had the misfortune of knowing a couple of them, and I do not like them. They, that's a big red flag for me. Um, as drugs, yeah, yeah, that's a serious debt. Yeah, no college. That's not a big deal to me. That that's kind of I mean that's a plus if they have done college, but um, this one would be a non-starter if she tried to. That's kind of manipulative as well. A lot of times girls do that because they want like unilateral control over your life. Um, but yeah, I have some things I'm very passionate about. So if I was with the girl and she didn't accept those things about me, then that would be a deal breaker. Uh, Talks about people behind the rack. I'll do yellow for that one, as that is kind of a slimy thing to do. But frankly, I'm on occasion guilty of it myself, and I think there's a lot of that. Almost everybody in Western culture does that a little bit.
Hmm.
I marked a lot of these. Maybe my standards are too high. I think Tattoo Cheap just made a really good chart though. it's a it's a good way good things to look for when you're looking at a potential partner. All right, you're up.
I'm Should I do a gradient?
If you want, that was just my thing. I don't know if other people are gonna do it.
Hmm. Actively avoids family. I don't well,
And that would be a good
I
case.
think the
That would be a
reason
good
that
thing
one
in
would
your
be
case.
bad is like it would be a sign that she doesn't understand how relationship dynamics look normally.
Mm, that's kind of what I said as well. Yeah. Like, is
Yeah,
she the problem in her relationships with people?
yeah.
But if
Make that a
not,
yeller.
you're going to do the same thing.
Violence. Yeah, habitual liar. Yeah, pet baby. Yeah, that one's bad. That's a bad sign. Illiterate. That one should probably be in free space, but so in the United States, like 20% of people are illiterate, I guess. So
Oh, I don't think. Did he ever respond to me? I left it blank because. Hold on. I left it blank because I wanted to hear what he. I didn't really need
I
to
mean,
use my
just taking
tablet
it
for this
face
one.
value, yeah, I'd say it
If he means like
is.
literally illiterate, then yeah, that would that would be a ship stopper.
It's such a low thing, though. I don't.
I'm not sure if that's what he meant. Maybe he just meant that they suck at reading.
More than three
But
X's.
I guess I would still do that because I do I wouldn't really want to be with a really stupid girl. I value intelligence in
Causes
potential
problems
partners.
on purpose. Criminal record. Uh, for what?
Yeah, I guess it depends. Felonies or misdemeanors, and if
If
felonies,
it's
then what?
for
If she
attempting
got
to assassinate someone, it could be a positive, right?
yeah, if she got in a shootout with the IRS, then that would be a good one.
I'll say no. I'll say no. Although, yeah, it is a red flag for sure.
Yeah.
Victim in every story. Yeah, I think that's pretty common. I feel like this is going to be a copy of yours, but
Let's see how
not
close.
genuine.
Let's see how close they are. Actually, I'll
Not
pull my
genuine.
pen.
Watches
Pull my
TV
note here.
24/7. Yeah. Obsessed with looks, sex. Um, that's not as big of a deal for me, but I can see why it's weird. Multiple partners. Hmm. Yeah. Homosexual. I can't really comment on this one because it's not really something I've seen many people do. And I guess not a good thing, so horoscopes. No, that's okay. X with criminal record. I mean, again, if it's with the shootout with the glowies, then maybe it's all right.
Probably not, though. It's probably that he
Probably
is
not.
a drug dealer or something.
Yeah, he's addicted to coke again, but I'll take him back.
Oh,
Daddy issues.
oh no! I just found out he is dating. He's cheating on me and back on coke again. How could this happen?
Condescending.
She talks down to you like you're stupider than she is.
Condescending. I mean, I don't think anyone likes that. Manipulative. No one likes that either.
Yeah,
Does
be
drugs.
hard pressed to find someone who
Is that
doesn't.
a
Well, I guess
drug?
Andrew doesn't.
Guess that's on both of them. There's like three of these. Does drugs. Yeah, that is a flag. Serious debt. Yeah, okay. No college. That's not a problem. Tries to get you to stop your hobbies. Yeah. Talks about people behind their backs. No, that one's okay.
Yeah, you would be hard pressed to find a girl who doesn't. Gossip is like one of the quintessential female attributes.
I think like every single workplace I've been in, people do that.
Yeah, I was saying I'm definitely guilty of it as well. I think probably most people do it just a little bit.
I mean, it sort of ties into manipulative in a way.
Maybe a little. I guess, yeah, if they're saying things that are extensions of the truth or picking specific things with the intention
Well,
of
no,
making
like
people think
even
certain things.
if they're just highlighting things about people in your life, then I would consider that talking about people behind their backs. Like if they're trying to change your perspective on maybe a friend of yours, I would consider that manipulative and it could fall into this category as well. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, yeah, yours is pretty close to mine. They're like almost all of these are really good ones, and some of them are just kind of like, that's a stupid thing that girls do, but it wouldn't be a deal breaker, and you'd be hard pressed to find a girl who doesn't do that. But yeah,
More than
a
three
lot of these are really
exes.
good ones. He knows his stuff. I'll tell you what. Oh, what happened? Oh, you switched off of your thing. Okay.
Duh.
Let's go back to the browser. Okay, this was Andrew's. My goodness, you have a low bar for women. It must be because of the area you live in. you he's
So
he's he's
it
been
looks like no car was
I think
like
maybe he selected
selected and
it
unselected.
and then undid it. Oh, this is for
Okay.
you. Oh yeah. Well, if I filled this out for myself, it would be pretty different. Okay.
Hmm.
Obsessed with looks, sex, and actively avoids family. Okay. Well, let's see.
Zoom in a little bit if you can.
Oh
Load
yeah.
up. There you go.
Um.
Short desktop PC. Got a yellow social media. Laughs at disabled people.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
I should
I
have
mean,
done yellow for
look,
mine as well.
everyone has laughed at an inappropriate joke at some point.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Don't act. Don't act.
Don't lie to me and say you've never laughed at any of those like potato memes or anything like that.
Exactly. People trying to say they're Mother Teresa over here. Come on.
I'm glad that you watch documentaries as well. I'll go through these somewhat quickly. Okay, here is this. Okay, so David got almost got blackout, so that's pretty cool. Oh, I was thinking on the
Hmm.
Discord we should have like a role that we give people who got the best score on the most recent bingo chart, like
Okay.
the most based and red pilled.
Well, he got
I think
4 bingos, it looks like.
he wins this one. He got one, two, three, four, five bingos, and he almost got blackout. So that's pretty
Got
good.
racist on there. I didn't think. Okay.
Oh, I think he is. He's in some of those groups that get removed every
Oh,
couple
yeah.
months. He's been thoroughly red pilled. Um, this one was Hyperborean Gamer, I think. Let's see.
Religious question mark?
Virgin? I thought he said he wasn't a virgin. Andrew says, I don't really like greeting and saying goodbye to family members. Sometimes he avoid being around them unless it's for a long wait. I mean, I did that when I lived with my family. I was the kind of son that was always in the man cave all the time.
Hmm.
Hey, look who came out of his cave, they say. I don't know. I think actively avoiding family in the context that he said it is more like uh, she's burned bridges with her family and like doesn't take their calls and hasn't seen them in years and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just like being antisocial. It's a little different. Question mark on religious and sexual depravity. Oh yeah, I remember we talked about it. I would say you're religious. Just being a member of a church doesn't mean you're religious. Religious is if you're like you consider it to be an important part of your life. And he watches documentaries as well. That's good. What was it? Oh, okay. Here's Tattooed Sheeps. I think he doesn't like when they call pet a baby. Wait, did you select that one as well?
Yeah, I
Pet
think it's a
equals
problem.
baby.
It bothers me,
That's a
especially
serious
if it's like
problem.
a pit bull. This
Oh
is my
gosh.
baby.
If a girl has a pit bull, first of all, if she even has a pit bull, I think that on its own is a ship stopper. And then if she calls the pit bull her baby and is like a pit mommy,
That's an immediate walkout
that's
for
an
me,
immediate.
boy.
That's not even no second date. That's a okay. You. That's a waiter. Bring me the bill. Oh gosh. One of my cousins married a girl who was a pit mommy. And she was also a huge liberal and feminist, and they got divorced like 3 years after they got married. And then, right at like as soon as they got divorced, she went off and started slutting around with a bunch of other guys.
Surprise,
Yeah,
surprise.
surprise, surprise. So that's the thing: is a lot of these kinds of things you can correlate with deeper problems and a pattern of behavior. Let's see. I think that's all of them. Did anybody else post one? Nope, that's all of them. All right. Okay, you want to start, or I can start if you want.
Da, da,
The
da.
games portion.
How much time did we use up?
We're at an hour now. They're gonna.
You should start.
All right. Doing this one again today. I haven't done this in a long time. You know what? I'll go ahead and turn the sound on. Hopefully it's not too loud. It was annoying me a little bit earlier. All right. Gosh dang it. All right. Well, what all did we have this week? Let me pull up my thing so I have it in the background.
Hmm.
Well, the most notable thing I think was the Steven Crowder situation. Were you keeping up on that a whole lot?
Yeah, so basically the short of it is Stefan Crowder, who, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of him,
I don't really
was
watch
offered a
it.
contract by the Daily Wire, which I don't really watch them either, for 50 million. But the problem
Oh,
he said is
spikes.
that all of the liability is basically on him, and so he would be in charge, like, well, he would be liable if they lost any sponsors or advertisement. So if if say if they make a video on YouTube and it gets
What the heck?
demonetized, which is a pretty common thing for people in that sphere, I think like it would be deducted from his 50 million pay. So that's the long and short of it. Mark Dice really seems to not be on Steven Crowder's side for this one.
I did watch his video. Yeah, he was definitely siding with the Daily Wire on it. He's saying like Steven Crowder's just you know looking out for himself, and he was pissed off about recording that phone call. Which I don't know. You can record phone calls if it's a big deal. I've recorded phone calls with business interests before, just in case. I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
I'm
mean,
supposed to do this.
what would you expect though? Like, basically, the Daily Wire's asking for all of Steven's Mug Club subscribers, because I guess they would merge the services, and he would get a flat
Oh,
50 million that is subject to the whims
can I
of
make it go
whoever,
down?
right?
That's how this works. I guess the thing was kind of just that he was he was kind of making it like he's calling out conservative grifters, but it was maybe that wasn't entirely true. It was more like he was just mad because of his bad business deals with the Daily Wire. But
How do you feel about the Daily Wire?
I don't care for him. Ben Shapiro may be like, well, I like some of them. Matt Walsh is cool. Um, Ben Shapiro is kind of follows the same kind of neocon talking points as everybody.
Really likes Israel.
Yeah, he
That's the
like
big thing
he
with Ben
doesn't
Shapiro.
he's never around where real shit like the election getting rigged happens, and he's always there to make 20 videos about Israel every time Palestine launches a bottle rocket at them. Oh, um, gosh dang, I hate these long ones where you have to do a whole bunch of steps.
Hey, if you don't give Israel all your money, you're an anti-Semite.
What? You don't want to give $30 billion to Israel every year? What are you, an anti-Semite?
Come on, what were you even going to use that $40 billion
What are
on, huh?
you? What are you going to use that $50 billion for?
Come on, 60 billion? That's a drop in the bucket for the United States,
Six,
okay?
70 billion could save countless Jewish lives, but is it enough?
Exactly. See, we're on the same
Now we're
page.
talking. Now you're thinking in Israel. Now you're thinking in Israel terms. Oh gosh
But you got to account for inflation too, so maybe a
dang
little more than that. And you got to give your donation to the Ukraine.
To the Ukraines. That's right.
Ain't that some shit? That's like
Ain't that
a
just a kick and a half? Well, yeah, no, I don't super care for Ben Shapiro. He talks the talk on a lot of stuff, and he's not even doesn't even do a lot of the things he used to. He isn't even particularly doesn't even particularly call out the LGBT stuff a whole lot anymore like he used to. He's just there to grift for Israel. I think Jordan Peterson. I heard he was also part of Daily Wire now as well, which may
is he?
explain. Yeah, I heard. You may want to check me on that one. I think I heard someone say that he was. So that would probably explain why he did that fluff interview with Netanyahu, and like gets so livid every time somebody like makes Israel jokes on his videos and stuff like that, and calls them like a demon from the abyss and stuff like that.
That's so funny though.
You're an evil rat. Am I supposed to
You
talk
need
to
to
this
show the
person?
world.
Being oh gosh, just not being anti-Semitic isn't enough. You have to be anti-Semitic.
Hmm, that makes sense.
um, But anyway, regardless of if Steven Crowder's intentions are really good, um, oh, oh, I could have done it.
Well, it's not like he's obliged to even like even if it is a good deal, he's not like obliged to give them what he created, right?
Well, no, I don't know. I'm kind of whatever about the conflict between him and the Daily Wire. It's just this, whether or not he really has a place to be talking about um, how conservative media personalities are grifters. I don't know. Maybe in I mean, he has talked about stuff that got him in trouble sometimes. Like he was all over the election fraud stuff, I recall.
Yeah, he was one of
He
the
did.
only ones who was talking about it, actually. Everyone else was like, oh, everything was completely normal, nothing weird happened.
He was where am I supposed to go now? He was going around to properties in Nevada. I remember he did this whole stream where he was going to all of the vacant properties that were listed as people's addresses on their as on their voter information. Um, so I do have to give him credit for that. So maybe I guess maybe in some ways he does he does have room to talk. Certainly more than a lot of them. If Ben Shapiro was talking about it, no one would want to hear a word from him about it. Um, I guess just the thing is that really his reason, or is he just mad at the Daily Wire and wants to do a hit piece on them? I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Oh, it's closing off the ones.
Oh, nothing weird's happening here. Just don't look into it.
Did I not finish this one properly? I thought I did. Yeah, I think this one's good. I think the developers of this game said that this character is trans, but
Yep.
she looks like a girl to me, so I'm pretty sure that she's not trans.
Maybe it's done after the fact.
I would not be too surprised. Draw a girl
like a
and
Harry
say
Potter.
that it's trans. A Harry
Pulling
Potter
a J.K.
situation.
Rowling.
Oh, speaking of Harry Potter, we'll have to play that Harry Potter game when it comes out on the stream, because some people tagged it on Steam as a transphobic game. So
yeah,
that sounds like a good game to me.
Play it.
So obviously it's got to be a good game.
Yeah.
Am I? Oh, I know it. I know what's going on. I know what's going on here.
Oh yeah.
It's all coming together. Big brain here. Using my engineering skills.
That's right. I don't know if this character's trans though, because I don't see them with a blahage.
Is that a transsexual thing?
I mean it's a meme. They really like.
I thought it was just I thought they were just girls. I thought that girls get blahages.
I don't know. I've not seen any girls get one of those, but
I kind of want one.
Maybe.
So maybe I have gender dysphoria.
Maybe you're trans.
When I was like 5, I would wrap myself in blankets and pretend that I was like one of the Disney princesses from movies that I watched.
Oh.
So
see, they gotta cut your dick off.
I'm like, man, it's a good thing I wasn't born to a liberal family in the modern day. Otherwise, my life may be very different than it is. I've also been told, not often, but on occasion, that I would be a hot girl if I was a girl, which
Uh,
you got to be
I don't
careful.
believe that.
You got to be careful who you say. What? You don't think I'd be a pretty girl?
No, you got a pretty wide jaw. I'm just saying, you're not like
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pass. I wouldn't pass for sure. There was a boy, a teenage boy at the at our last apartment that we were at together. I can't say the name of the grocery store because it's a local chain. But there was a boy who worked there. He's one of the cashiers. Oh wait, I forgot. I forgot that I even have this ability. Um, there was a teenage boy who worked there who appeared to be trying to manifest as a girl. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I just screwed myself up. Oh, dang it. That's so annoying.
kill them.
And he had a girl's name on his name tag as well. But I guess what I noticed about him was that he appeared to be attractive as a male, but he did not pass as a female, not even close. Like, and it wasn't that he looked super masculine, it was that he had facial traits like a sharp brow ridge and a sharp jawline. So you could tell at a glance that it was a boy. Like, not even close. And I think that would probably, if I tried to be a troon, that would probably be my situation as well. I don't, I wouldn't say I look like a macho man, but I definitely would not. I definitely would not pass if I tried to do that kind of thing. What the heck? How am I even supposed to get it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Tell me right now. Tell me what I'm supposed to do right now, or I'll kill you. We're probably going to get this one removed for hate speech as well. That's okay.
I'm
If the
surprised more
videos
haven't been. Frankly,
it's probably as we have less than 100 views on all of them, but I screwed up. Maybe I should just forget about that.
Have you seen that?
Strawberry.
They're calling it transmaxing.
What is transmaxing?
So basically, the idea is like, oh, you get more social benefits.
So you just pretend to be.
Well, no, like it's.
What the heck?
I don't know. It's in between a fetish and social climbing, I would say.
All right.
But I mean, there's a whole PDF that 4chan made about it. So.
Who, /B or /LGBT?
Probably B.
Probably B.
Actually, I don't know about B anymore. So.
I don't know. That's right up there, Ollie. Oh gosh, will I make it? Oh, not quite.
Nah, bruh.
It's either B or /LGBT. Just as likely either one or the other. Just as likely as one as the other. At least I got the strawberry.
Oh.
Oh.
Did you?
That's a real hon moment.
No, strawberry's right there. Look.
Yeah, it's too far down. I'm not gonna bother trying to 100% this game. I haven't. Gosh dang it.
I feel like the indie market was sort of pioneered by Super Meat Boy. It's like, oh look, we can sell really difficult platformers on Steam.
People play it because they're masochists and they like playing games that make them suffer.
Yeah.
Why does it keep doing that? Serious trouble in this game getting it to differentiate between straight and diagonal. Yeah, it's a little bit Meat Boy-esque. The climbing walls and the like dash thing are unique to it, though. So I guess that's cool. Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now the one's in the direction I'm going. Oh, there's a. Okay.
God damn.
But anyway, I don't know. I think we went through a few tangents, but um, there are a lot of grifters on the right. That is a serious problem. Um, I think a lot of them get a taste of money and fame, and they start caring a whole lot more about that than they do about the cause that is supposedly the purpose of what they're doing. Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, but at the same time, most of the people who are commenting on this are in that same group. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. A lot of the ones saying that are hypocrites.
Yeah, like Mark Dice is always shilling his t-shirts and books. So
I don't know. Is it a if we got super famous, would we want to like have a sponsor or sell merch? I try to think like what's. I watched a video that Styx did, and he says he's very much stayed away from stuff like sponsorships. I think he's pretty much telling the truth, um, which is pretty admirable. Um, so I guess he makes his money from monetization and probably just from like video YouTube advertisers. Oh,
no, I think he makes his money from he sells books
oh,
on
okay.
Amazon,
I
like
guess you
self-published books.
I guess you can do that if you have something other than videos that you do, then you can have that. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you're just a video maker, is it bad to have like a merch store or something like that? I don't
Oh
know.
no, I don't think it's inherently bad, but when you have sponsors, you become dependent on the sponsors, and
Yeah,
therefore you'll have to curtail your
yeah. That
speech
was
to what the your advertiser wants.
right. That was what he was talking about. You let them get their foot in the door, and they'll start telling you stuff like, "Hey, we need you to talk about this subject, or we need you to not talk about this subject." So if you let them do that, then you're looking for trouble. Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Sus. Sussy
That
sus.
is a sus. That's a sussy baka moment.
Among Us.
That's a sussy Among Us moment, right there.
How can you play Among Us if you're not grooming people on it? How can you?
Where are my kittens? You told me if we made a Discord group that I would have kittens. Where are my kittens,
Discord
Jeff?
kittens. They're there. We have BibleBot.
BibleBot. Yeah,
BibleBot's your kitten now.
I added BibleBot to the Discord server. You can quote the Bible, and it'll recite it for you. It is based. It's the most red-pilled thing possible, and I intend to use it every day. Oh.
But is it free and open source?
That's good. That's good. That's a good point. I don't think it's
Is
open
the Bible
source.
free and open source?
Is the Bible free and open source? I think there's a GNU Bible.
New Bible?
Yeah. You can get it and read it on command line of your favorite operating system.
Oh, well, I mean, you could probably just get the text files, host it on GitHub.
Yeah, but that's cooler.
Open it up with Nano or Vim, depending on how try hard you're trying to be.
Open it up with Vim.
Yeah.
and
So,
and use the like next paragraph or next line commands. Damn it. To navigate it.
you never have to take your hand to the mouse.
This game's too hard. That's what you got to do. That's the
My
only.
typing speed isn't that fast, so I mean, I don't know if it really helps to use Vim. It's only like 55, 56 words per minute or something like that.
Wait, what? I was reading
My
Andrew's
typing
comment.
speed.
50 or 60, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised.
I mean, I go for accuracy just because it's like,
Oh, you're just spending too much time checking your accuracy. You probably, when I'm just typing normally, it's probably close to that, to be honest, because I'm I'm usually proofreading myself and making sure I write it correctly the first time rather than revising it. If I
what kind of
actually,
accuracy would you think is acceptable? Because you could probably get a really high words per minute if you just ignore all the mistakes you make.
yeah, I try to always be 100. I usually proofread everything I say, even on like chat clients. Um, damn it. Uh, but if I'm trying to go really fast and to just ignore accuracy, I can get like 100, I think.
Rip. Rippy rip.
Man, I'm not. Fuck. What else do we have? Oh yeah, this week there was that scandal with the two dads that will probably get the video removed for talking about.
Was that this week?
Uh,
Or did we
I
just
heard
find
it.
out about that?
I heard
this week?
about it this week.
Hmm.
I feel like I saw a very similar story a while ago, though. Maybe a large news
Maybe
outlet
it's just
started
that
talking
comment.
about it. Now people are noticing it. Gosh dang it. There were these two dads, and they adopted these boys. And everyone was shocked to find out that they were molesting them. And not only that, but also pimping them out to other men of a similar persuasion.
Right. No, I was told that that's a conspiracy theory.
It must be a conspiracy theory. We have
to make that correlation, seeing that pattern.
So, on that subject, that's all there really is to say about it. Like, yeah, it happened, and surprise, surprise, all the pastors who said that it would happen 20 years ago were right.
But what about the Catholic priest touching the kids? Boom.
What about the
argument
Catholics? Did they
destroyed.
say that it would happen?
Cloud Hunter 89 says Catholic Church got to go. It's dated. It's outdated. It's outdated, my boy. My boy.
This level is stupid. I should just stop and leave and forget about this strawberry. But now I'm committed at this point. I depart from most conservatives on the subject of gay marriage. I don't think them getting married is a bad thing. In fact, I mean, it may even be a good thing. At least you're trying to be in a monogamous relationship, not go to the club and bang a new guy every weekend for 20 years.
and get some monkeypox. No, I mean that's also
Gosh dang.
that's just a harmful stereotype. That's a harmful stereotype.
But
Say that it's a harmful stereotype.
adoption is a different situation. Because A, this kind of thing happens a lot. They make up a very disproportionate portion of pedophiles. And also, it's been pretty well proven that coming from a family that is anything other than a nuclear family, a father and a mother, causes problems for the children. Man, this is so hard. Vast majority of criminals, vast majority of drug users, dang it. Vast majority of, or a much higher rate of mental health issues. I wonder if I could.
That's racist.
So those two things together would make me say no. We have to call it quits on the adoption portion of that argument. Maybe if I just go straight out, then it'll be better.
Well, there's a lot of the wait list for adoption is pretty long in the United States, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd think that a lot of people should be getting deprioritized to boot. Oh gosh.
Well, what is the? I mean, they do background checks on you, don't they? To make well, I guess not. If
well, they were a gay couple, and that just adds so much color to the adoption pool.
you'll get prioritized.
Yeah.
Where was this? Oh yeah, it's in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Georgia is Georgia.
What, blue? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but it's also sort of in the Rust Belt area, right?
Oh, I guess so. And it depends how close it was to Atlanta, probably. I'll give up on this in the near future. My thing, though, is I can't rage quit. I never rage quit. I just get angrier and angrier. Gosh, fucking dang it. Oh, I have to wait for it. What else? Biden documents.
Yeah, we talked about that one a little bit. They're just like hanging out in his garage.
Oh,
And apparently
yeah.
Hunter is the name on the house in Delaware.
Yeah, so one of them, some of the documents were from like an office from University of, where was it? University of Pennsylvania?
Okay.
Wherever Biden had an office and pretended to be a professor for a couple of years. Yeah, he'll cite that every now and then. When I was a professor at university, I told my students, well, I didn't tell them anything because I never taught a class. But
He never
I
taught
told...
any classes.
No, he never taught a fucking class. He was barely ever seen there. He pretended to be a professor there for a while. And talks about being a professor, like how he's down in there with the little guys being a professor. I went back to my real passion, which is teaching. I like being. I tried to be a teacher at an elementary school, but they won't let me within 100 yards of an elementary school.
So I had to go to college instead. And I told my students that we need to have hope and change in America. I was Obama's vice president. And when I had shady dealings in Ukraine, I took all of the documents back to my office and to my house. And it was right there next to my Corvette. And I
Why would
love
you
my
need to
Corvette.
take him to your house? Though? I don't.
Probably so that Trump
Like-
wouldn't see them.
Um,
Uh,
that's when you shred him, though.
I suppose so. Yeah, I could just do that. Maybe he kept them as a keepsake. Maybe he kind of liked looking at them.
Liked looking at him.
Okay, I gotta stop. I'm just gonna keep getting angrier and angrier. I don't even remember which direction I came from. It's probably the bottom one. Oh.
Do you think this character's American?
I think there's a reference. There are references to like Seattle or something like that in this game.
Oh, of course.
So, I guess that would be an argument for, that. But oh. So
Are people from Seattle really athletic? Can they jump midair through?
no, but they probably have gender dysphoria.
Hmm.
Oh gosh, what now? What do I do?
You
Do I just
die.
have- no, do I just have to?
You just die. Maybe you're supposed to drop that block before you go. Likey boy.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. No, that's not gonna work.
You want to talk about Invincible?
Oh yeah, I had a new season of Invincible come out. We watched a lot of that together when it came out. That was
Yeah,
that was pretty good. I was glad that that the US made a good 2D animation show.
yeah, they did change it quite a bit
Oh yeah, you read.
from the source.
Did you read the whole manga?
The manga?
Right,
Yeah, I
sorry,
read the whole comic.
You read the whole
series.
comic. Sorry, David would kill me.
/CO won't be having any of this.
We lost our viewers from /CO.
Yeah.
With is which one do you think is better?
Oh, the show is more coherent,
Okay.
so I'll say that.
Oh,
But
did
they
it?
also
Oh.
paused up a couple things, which, like, I don't know why you would make these changes to characters, because a lot of characters die in Invincible, and it's like, why change them if they're gonna die anyway?
Where the girl wasn't black before, right?
Yeah, Amber.
And his friend isn't. Is his friend gay?
Yes,
Oh, he
that
is.
is actually in the original. Yeah.
Oh, what else did they change?
Mm,
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
they changed the order of a lot of things.
Well, did they do
So-
more SJW stuff? Other than that,
Mm, no, I guess not.
all right. Well, I guess that's good. I could tolerate making one side character black. Isn't a huge deal to me unless like they were a very iconic character. It's kind of like they're always going to do that. So whatever.
But
Like Isaac
I mean,
in
like if you do that, are
Castlevania.
you gonna make them play a larger role in the show?
I don't know. Maybe they'll find somebody else to make Black once once she's out.
I really don't like Amber. Just like
In either of them or in the show.
in both, but she's worse in the show. She's like, so she knows that Mark is a superhero, but like gets mad at him anyway because because he didn't tell her
Uh,
that he was. But it's like you went on
women, am I right?
one or
Ha
two
ha ha ha
dates
ha.
and you think you're gonna get him to confess that he's a superhero to you.
Yeah, they weren't even at that point. They weren't even like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is yeah. Um. Okay, I think I'm stuck. We can switch to your game anyway because we'd spent the first hour on the bingo stuff.
Okay. Andrew says I don't really like these new Minecraft caves, which is that a reference to your game?
You talking about my game?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
I wasn't looking at the
Am I
chat.
streaming to you? No, I'm not.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, now I am. Give him the old whackaroo.
Your game?
Yeah.
Wait, no. Andrew says my game. What game are
Oh,
you
he's
playing?
playing Minecraft.
I was playing Minecraft.
Play a little Minecraft.
We play a little
You ever do that?
Minecraft.
You ever play Minecraft?
One time I went in Minecraft, and there was a server that had an exact replica of the Capitol building.
Oh, we better
We got this.
send federal agents over to your house to investigate. Where were you on January 6th?
And I went into the Capitol building while they were voting on, while they were debating, what do they call it? Counting the votes for the
They were
2020
deciding
election.
who the next server admin would be.
Yeah, they were deciding if some people were questioning if the votes regarding the server admin were legitimate.
Mhm.
And I went into the Capitol building in Minecraft, and I just went inside it. The doors just opened on their own, which I think the doors are like have to be opened by a mechanism from the inside. Otherwise, it would be really hard to open them. You probably couldn't
Wow.
do it without like a battering ram.
I heard they had server admins waving people in. Mods.
Yeah,
They had mods waving people into the
and
building.
I walked in, and I didn't really do anything. I even stayed inside of the ribbons that they have set up, and then they kicked me from the server. That was weird. And now they're like they reported me to Steam, and I had some like Steam admin people came to my house and were asking me questions.
Minecraft isn't Steam.
Oh yeah,
It's
well,
owned
whatever.
by Microsoft.
Notch came to my house and questioned me about it,
Yeah.
and I got sent to prison.
Oh, that's so naughty of you.
Oh, that was so naughty of you to go into the Capitol on January 6th. I don't want any proletariat in my Capitol building. Oh, the plebeians are in my building. The sacred castle where nothing
Get
bad
them
ever
out.
happens ever.
Get him out of here. Get that guy. Get him. Smack him. Smack him.
I still haven't played this game. I watched.
You know, I've not either. I've played the other one
Oh,
where
is
you're on the
this
floating
the
city.
first time you played it?
Yeah,
Oh, did you play the other Bioshock game?
yeah, Infinite.
Okay. I remember
Gotta
watching
double tap him.
our friend from back in middle school when we would do sleepovers. He played this and Half-Life, and we would just watch him.
That's a good time. Watch
Those
your
were
friend play.
good times. Yeah, back in the day, you didn't have we didn't have no Discord. We actually had to go to each other's houses, and we did this thing called LAN parties where we actually went to each other's houses and didn't just call each other over chat clients.
Call each other retards over Discord. Um,
And the globalists
Speaking
don't
of
want you to have
Discord,
LAN parties.
the Dungeons and Dragons updated their open game or they're planning on updating their open game license to basically stop online play of Dungeons and Dragons. Which maybe they're trying to do like a big ask negotiating tactic where it's like, oh, you do the ridiculous proposal first and then the next one doesn't look as bad.
Wait, why would they want people to not do online games? Doesn't Globo Homo usually want to be more online?
I
How
think
would
it's something
they-
about streaming it, but
How would they benefit from that?
mm,
Oh,
I don't know.
anyway. Yeah, I remember we're in this D&D game, and the DM is talking about how they're moving to a subscription plan kind of situation, which that's too bad, and it sucks that software is all doing that now. But that's pretty much the direction that every company is going now. So you just pirate your software, and that's that. Uh,
Yes. Now I'm ready to fight.
I'm drunk and ready to fight.
See,
I remember that thing.
see that
A
precision
circus
aim?
of values. It was
See that
really
precision
annoying.
aim? You can only get that from being drunk.
That's the argument for getting a 45 caliber.
Yeah. Do I have bullets? No, I've got 3 left. Shouldn't have wasted them on those retards. I mean, mentally ill people.
Those mentally atypical.
Nicotine.
Yeah, they should just make a new word. They should make a new word like cis to try to marginalize people who aren't retarded. Actually, that's neurotypical, kind of. One time I
Yeah,
was.
I'll kill these neurotypical people.
I'll kill these neurotypical people. I saw
Neurotypical doesn't roll off the tongue. We should just call them neuros
neuros.
or typicals.
Typos.
You typey.
You typo.
Typo.
I was reading some stupid post by an autistic guy on Quora, and he was talking condescendingly about neurotypical people in the same way that trannies talk about cis people, and kind of got a similar vibe from it. Like something I've noticed about neurotypicals is that they don't understand
They don't understand.
something. Yeah.
Life is so hard. You should give me attention.
Some autistic people really piss me off. Most of them are fine, but there are some who are really hard to get
Do
along
I
with.
bother you because I'm autistic? Huh? Huh?
You're you're the you're a funny autist.
On the artist?
Kind of like a funny, like a silly drunk.
Yeah. Not the kind that beats their kids.
Do you remember at the karate class there's that guy named Stevo, or people called him Stevo?
Steve-O's a guy from Jackass, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that's where it came from. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you had dealt with him as much as I did. He is like,
Well, I remember the first time I was in that class, I was paired up with him, and like he hit me full strength with a
yeah,
backhand to the head. I
yeah,
kind of wanted to like gouge his eyes out with my thumbs,
yeah, yeah. He
but I
did, he,
didn't.
he
So
did that.
that's
He did that to
that's
everyone.
marks for me.
Yeah, good job. Well, I would yell at him when he did it, and tell him to stop and control himself and only go as fast as he's capable without hitting people for real. But he was one. Thing is, I think he didn't understand. But it's just so hard to deal with him because um, I don't know. They have it. It comes across as arrogance. The way that they act, even if they don't mean it. Like he would do stuff like he was really into Naruto,
Okay.
and he I think wanted to be like a ninja kind of, and he would like challenge people to fights or physical competitions all the time. Um, I think he followed. I used to go to the gym right after karate class when I had a break between classes, and I think
Okay.
he started following me to the gym, and he would. I don't think he tried to lift, but when I would do like I'd go to the running track and do like a mile run, um, he would start running at the same time I would. Didn't say a word to me. I think he was like trying. I think he was like trying to race me.
See,
He,
this is because you're neurotypical. You don't understand.
which I do have to admit that I ran slightly faster because he was doing that, and I got a faster time than I usually do. Oh wow, that's gruesome.
There he
Oh, and
is.
then Big Brother comes over, or Big Daddy, right?
Hmm. He looks like the Among Us guy.
Ooh, yeah. I remember back when I was in middle school, I thought that this was like most rated R violence I'd ever seen. No,
Fun back.
it looks a little bit cartoony now.
Yeah, I was expecting his head to explode from that, but see, these days
These
I'm
days,
spoiled with models and animation
these days you have stuff like
like Doom.
yeah, like the Doom games, like a very detailed animation of their guts getting torn out.
Yeah, that's what we need in modern games.
That's a 10 out of 10 game right there. Just look how edgy and transgressive it is.
I mean, Doom's not. I
That's
don't know.
I doubt that's the worst one. They're probably worse than that. But it annoys me that games and movies often do that and like praise themselves for doing it. Get praised by critics for doing it. I will have to play this game sometime soon. I need to install another hard drive though, because I've almost ran out of space on this one.
I've done the dumb thing, and I have like 4 1 terabyte drives in my computer instead of just a few larger ones.
You can definitely still tell that this is Source Engine.
Oh, this is Unreal Engine.
Wait, really?
Boy.
Oh wait, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. It isn't Valve. Okay, sorry, I'm retarded.
See,
I keep thinking
no,
this is one
you're
of the
you're
Orange
not
Box games.
neurotypical.
I'm neuro.
You're
I'm not.
neurotypical, and
I'm a non-neurotypical. I'm special.
yeah, you get special points. Ooh, big
Anyway,
boy.
yeah, some autistic people really come across as having a huge ego. Oh, I was talking about Steve-O. He did this thing sometimes in the karate room. There were all those punching bags, and some of
Yeah.
them were wide and flat on the top. Do you know what I'm talking? Do you know what I'm gonna
Yeah, he
say?
would sit on top of them
He'd sit
and like
on top of the punching bag. He'd climb up on top of it, sit on top of it cross-legged with his hands out in like a meditating position. That was good. That was good stuff. I would have thought it was funny, but I was so annoyed at him that it just made me cringe.
oh,
Oh,
dead out of fire.
you are dead. You thought you were hot. Guess what? You're not. You are dead, dead, dead.
See, if you even die once in a game, that means in real life you would have just died there and you would have had no more lives.
I wish life.
Think about it. Every time you've played Mario, the first death, that would have been it.
Yeah, that has crossed my mind before. If Mario was real life, he would die like immediately. And it would be cool if real life was a video game and you could go and like,
Oh,
I don't know, you could like go and try and fight somebody, and eventually you would just have all of their common moves and their counters memorized, and so you could beat anyone in a fight. And also you could go back to previous save points and take back all of the huge mistakes that you've made in your life.
go
In real life, you don't
go to
get
a casino, and if you lose, kill yourself.
to.
And if you win, well, no, I mean next time when you respawn, you'll know what to do.
In real life, you make huge mistakes and then you kill yourself, but you don't respawn. Well, I don't know.
Respawn.
Maybe you do respawn. Maybe I should just go kill myself and see if I respawn.
I mean,
What happens
I've
if you
never
use
tried
the
it.
sink or the toilet? Oh, it turns on.
Get a little water.
Well, that's
Get a little water
it.
for you.
You get some water. What happens if you use the
It's
toilet?
water.
Do they flush?
Yeah, boy.
That's a thorough game. Good shit.
This is peak gaming.
I'm glad that the chat appears to be working. I was worried that being set to top chat automatically would mess it up.
It filtered out one of Andrew's messages.
I think it deleted it.
Well, I still see it.
Oh, you still see? Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. He said, "I'll read it. I'll read his comment for everyone." He said, "Fuck YouTube word limit," and YouTube censored it.
Hey, you can't say that, bro.
Hey, you can't say that. That hurts my feelings.
Break their stuff. Break it. I don't have audio on, so
Who's
this
the
isn't really
guy?
entertaining to watch this.
Who's the big head?
It's Ryan. I thought it was Scatman John, actually. Skibidi-bidi-bow.
Is he the boss?
I don't want to fight these guys.
What would you call this setting? Like under... Is it steampunk?
It's
Kind of like
Art
underwater
Nouveau.
pump. An underwater punk.
Diesel punk.
Diesel punk. What's diesel punk?
Do I help? No.
I think you're supposed to run away.
Oh, I see.
They're probably going to break through it right as soon as you go into this room.
Use medical pavilion. Aim for the head, you'll do more damage.
Hey, that's good. That's good life advice. See, video
In
games
real life,
have all
they
sorts of benefits.
teach you to aim for the center of mass, but they don't know.
Why? To stop them from charging?
Like, no, like literally in real life. It's so you don't miss.
Yeah.
And if you hit someone in the lung or heart, they're
Is
they're
it
not gonna fight anymore.
is it because of the target or because of trying to slow them down?
You just, I think it's just trying to kill him, you know?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'd say it's probably target because it's pretty hard to hit people in general. So aiming for the head, and even sometimes the head won't die right away if you shoot them in the head. So
Really?
yep.
Even if it's in the brain?
Well, if you hit him in the brain, probably, but
Oh, it might depend on which part of the brain.
like if you hit him in the jaw, then
There is
okay.
that one guy who had that. You've heard this story about the guy with the tamping iron who
Yeah.
was working on a mine, and it there's some explosion, and it happened to launch the thing. Luckily for him, well, maybe not luckily, he had kind of a shitty life, so it might have been better if he just died. But it was a really interesting story for neuroscientists. The thing the thing shot out straight, perfectly straight, and went straight through the top of his mouth, and through his brain, and it cut off. I think it cut out just a certain part of his prefrontal cortex, and he was still able to live for quite a while, but he eventually died of like routine seizures that he would have.
Mm.
And surgery was kind of limited at that point, and it kept getting infected and stuff like that. But yeah, there are
Um.
parts of your brain that you can live without, but his personality changed a whole lot. He had all these problems.
You can't rotate him. Do I have a limited amount of moves? Oh, I see. Nice.
That's
So did
interesting.
I tell you how my grandpa was Army? Like, did I talk about this on stream?
No, I don't think so. Mine was
So
his
he
fault.
was in the Army during the Korean War, and he was a medic.
Okay.
And so, like, when he was alive, he never told me this story because I was a kid. But so like being a combat medic, he saw a lot of injuries, but one that he saw that he recalled was a guy was shot in the head and he was fine. And then when he took the helmet off to examine the wound, like his head just fell apart and he died.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Like, yeah, his head fell apart from the back, so everything just sort of fell out, which is a gross thought.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
But I mean, you can see why he didn't tell me.
So make sure you've got it all together before you take your helmet off.
I don't know what he could have
I
done
wonder
though.
if they could have saved him otherwise.
Maybe if you held him
Certainly,
face. I mean, he didn't know, you know.
certainly
Like,
he'd have obviously long-term injuries and brain damage from it. Maybe he would have lived for a
yeah.
while.
I
But
mean, maybe you could like hold it together with a bandage and hope that it heals. But
there are also sometimes when you're in a super high stress situation with high adrenaline, um, you can sometimes stay alive for longer. There's all sorts of
yeah.
stories of people like uh, living through this traumatic experience, but then died as soon as they got to the hospital, or like got picked up by an ambulance or something like that. Just because as soon as they relaxed, they died.
Hmm. Yeah. EMTs don't make very much for what they have to do.
No,
Oh,
they're a lot. Oh man, that guy came and blindsided you around that corner.
I don't have the instincts of a killer.
There are a lot
Should
of
have known
people
better.
who make money they don't deserve, like politicians and college administrators. and
Yeah.
people who don't make enough, like college professors and EMTs. It's kind of that really bonks my clunkers about uh, professors because they're the whole purpose of the university. You don't go to the university for the fucking diversity expert or whatever, or for the president or their numerous board of administrators. They barely do anything important, and the students are all there for the professors, and yet the
Yeah, but
professors are
then
making like
you say these things, but then people go, "Oh, that's why we need a socialism or whatever dumb idea they have."
it kind of is socialism in action because the government pays them. The government makes sure that they and theirs are taken care of and screws over everybody else. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The being a professor is not a prestigious job at all, despite requiring a whole bunch of obviously specialized knowledge and skills. Um,
Mm.
you maybe do a zigzag path with the stuff you've got. Okay. Yeah, colleges are kind of bullshit. No, I don't really, I don't really encourage people in most cases to go to college if it can be avoided. Like in the tech industry, you can probably, well, maybe not everything, but at least with like with for most programming jobs, you can do just as well. Programming and DevOps and cybersecurity and that kind of thing. And a lot of times with specialized tech jobs, you can do apprenticeships as well. Um, but
Apprenticeships, huh?
yeah, but for a lot of computer related jobs, you can just do these kind of boot camp
Well,
classes and still get a decent job from it.
even now though, because like I think the demand has beaten out the supply, sort of. So Microsoft laid off what, like 12K workers.
Do you mean the supply has beaten the demand?
Yeah, so like the workers aren't really in the best negotiation spot now.
Hmm.
Because there's more people
Uh,
looking for
Someone
work
did
than there
mention that
are
to me the other day.
jobs.
I wonder if it's a supply and demand thing or if Microsoft is just losing money.
Well,
But
I think
maybe,
it's like all the tech giants are losing money, so they have to downsize.
yeah. So
We
is
saw
that the
Meta laid off a bunch of people, and they're
is it
what can you
because
do, right?
there's a surplus of developers, or is it just because they're losing money? Would be my
Well,
question.
I don't know
Some
what
people
that I don't know if they really had 12K developers because that seems like a lot. Maybe a lot of them were like the HR
12,000
ladies.
who Microsoft.
Yeah.
I could believe that. Microsoft's like the second biggest company, the
Yeah.
second biggest tech company. But um, yeah, for a lot of stuff you can avoid college. For some things, it's hard to avoid if you're in like some of the hard sciences or trying to be a lawyer or a doctor. It's hard to avoid, but college is definitely a stagnated system because they've got a whole bunch of bloat, and the actual important parts of them are struggling more and more. It might be tech jobs in particular, though, because there are only a select group of people who are going to choose to be a professor when they can go into the industry and add a zero to their paycheck.
Begs the question though, like if you're like just getting into tech and like maybe you can get a job that pays like 45K, you know, some beginner thing versus, you know, being a truck driver or a construction worker and making 75K, maybe even making more if you go into one of the more complex and dangerous ones like welding or being an electrician. Like, is it worth it going into it, you know?
Well, I mean, there are people working unskilled labor jobs who make more than I do. Um, well, currently, but
Yeah.
I would still take my job because I kind of do less work and less grueling work, and I have more options like ability to change my hours if I want to and work from home. So the nature of the work would be a factor, I suppose. But also, um, you'd consider how far are you going to go with it in the future? Because you might start with the 70K job, but end up at 100 or 200 after a few years, maybe.
Right.
Um, I don't know what the case would be for other jobs like a trucker or something like that.
I mean,
But
maybe you can go based off of how you feel about your coworkers. Because, I mean, both of them are sort of hard to get along with, both like tech people, because tech people tend to have like big egos and can be assholes at times.
yeah,
And then construction workers are like gruff.
yeah.
And then you have to deal with like incompetent management in both. So I don't know. I don't know.
Um, I don't know. Uh, it may be different in places other than here, but my experience has been people in tech are generally pretty nice. Yeah, I have had a coworker like that who is a um, big ego kind of guy, and he's kind of one of the narcissists who I have referred to. He was really difficult to deal with. He was kind of a manipulative and disingenuous person. So having to deal with that regularly is hard. But also, uh, like when I worked a construction job, I recall all my coworkers were either Mexicans or like Hicks from either
Sounds
the
about right.
southern or from out in the country. And a lot of the Mexican guys were nice. I didn't speak Spanish at the time though, so I couldn't talk to a lot of them. Um, although they play really annoying music. They play their banda music that I hate. Um, but the southern guys are really well. A lot of them are kind of hard to deal with. They're like they mess with you for fun. If they see you as kind of outside of the group, which I was, if they see you as like socially awkward, which I was, they take advantage of it. So I did not get along with most of them.
Hmm.
So my experience with coworkers has generally been better in office jobs than in labor jobs, but it may vary depending on where you are and what kind of job it is. But I wouldn't want to be a trucker. Maybe if you just love driving and
I love drive.
and you don't plan on like having a family or anything.
I mean, you can. There's ways to do it.
You'll be gone a lot. I guess it's kind of like being a pilot, though. I have an uncle who's a
Yeah.
pilot.
Do I get the fire plasmid? Am I just not seeing what I'm supposed to do?
I don't know. We can stop soon if you want. We're a little past
Yeah.
this.
Perhaps we should.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm glad I got this thing to work. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna make one though. I was working on writing one with using C# with Selenium WebDriver. So the problem with it though is it opens like every time it opens, it starts a fresh browser instance. So to get it to log into Discord, I have to either put my password into it, or what I'll probably do is just make like a bot account and put it on the Discord server and have it use that.
Hmm.
I don't think I'm going to be able to make it do the Telegram because Telegram makes you verify with your phone every time you log in. So that's probably it's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
this
I
one
think-
works all right for now.
I think it's a good project, actually. It's very relevant to us.
It'll be good for when we do it with Rumble, because Rumble would be kind of a pain in the ass. YouTube has a nice thing where you can make a specific link just for the chat, but I don't think they've. Rumble is still a little bit basic. It's been my experience with it so far. It doesn't have a lot of the features that YouTube has. But yeah, we'll get that going. Anyway, we'll call it good with that. Thanks for watching, people. Have a very cis het week, and